Does crushing a Hive ghost make you evil? Why do some ghosts choose to resurrect Hive Guardians instead of human? Sometimes even forming groups of light givers who venture down their own paths. Today we are going to take a deeper look at the Lucent Tales book, one that gives great insight on why some of the ghosts turn to the dark side and how they feel about it. Some ghosts hate humanity so much like Amaru, while others realize they made a big mistake in turning to the Hive. They must now make their way back home. Welcome on in, Guardians, hope you're having a great day, and let's jump into the video. If you're looking for some healthy, chef-prepared meals delivered right to your doorstep, look no further. With Factor, there's no prep and no mess. Cut out that stressful meal planning and extensive prepping so meals come together in minutes, taking the guesswork out of what to make for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Factor's no-hassle prepared foods make sure you always have something nutritious on hand when you don't have time to think about making that next meal. Grab a prepared smoothie for a quick snack, or heat and eat a chef-quality meal in just 2 minutes with no prep or cleanup necessary. Factor also helps you avoid fast food and ordering in, with no-nonsense delicious food that's ready quickly. For me personally, Factor doubles down on that stress-free, no-prep time for gamers like me. New season of Destiny just launched and all that lore needs to be researched, so having Factor just ready to cook up some meals for me is the perfect fit. So if you would like to get in on some of these delicious meals, use my link or go to go.factor75.com and use code POGGYVASE120 for $120 off. Crushing a Hive ghost can be seen as kinda cruel and controversial. Does the ghost still have good intentions, or is it truly an enemy that needs to be destroyed? In the Lucent Tales Lorebook, we get a bunch of cool stories that explore this very topic. The ghosts themselves speak about both sides, justifying decisions and also realizing that resurrecting Hive was the wrong choice. Here are some of the highlights from the Lucent Tales and the most important bits. I definitely recommend you read the full lore book if you'd like, but here we're going to summarize everything up, the important stuff, and give you that summary if you don't have the time to get through it. I think it'd be cool if I made another video like I have in the past, like turning this into some type of lore book, but those take a very long time and it seems people don't really like those, so who knows, maybe in the future. In the first card, Pikmin, a ghost looks at both sides. Look at this one. They call him a knight, this sin putrefying upon a slab. Is it only brute strength that qualifies knighthood now? I have little compassion for the universe's mockery upon chivalric ideals. In contrast, I call myself a creature of moral strength and sound reasoning, and as such believe these traits allow me to judge so unforgivingly. But alas, I am also afflicted by a most curious and inquisitive nature. It is why, when my debased followers departed to find unity with the Hive, I found myself compelled to witness their descent. Not to share in it, of course. I doubt we share anything more than a species and a dark urge we all undoubtedly feel. Yet, as I watched them, I could not deceive myself into denying the elegance of pouring the light in all of its multiplex glory into these avatars of terrible intricacy. It is a sinister geometry, but not without its beauty. I shudder at the ease with which my comrades ignore such basic logic. This is the Hive, disciples of that unholy church which laid our creator low. They struck for its heart and shattered a roaring conflagration into 10,000 motes flickering in the wind. In their fervor, they played midwife of a sort, to guardians, to ghosts, to me. Cause and effect, legacy. Is this what my fellow ghosts see? Why it feels right? Then with their foundation of logic, what is my hesitance except some provincial superstition? So this ghost says that they're looking at it from both sides, how it's elegant to pour the light into these foul creatures, but also shunning fellow ghosts for taking part in this new movement. How could they do such a thing and pick the Hive, the ones who turned against the Traveler and cause all of their problems now? In the second card titled 303, we have a group of ghosts that have been searching for their guardians for a very long time. 303 was moving around in the shadows until her mood sank. A fellow ghost had found their guardian. 3. Paris bobbed, practically bouncing on her. 3. Trill's found her guardian. Come congratulate her. Anger flared, white hot. Congratulate? Are you... You know what? Fine. 303 swiveled back toward the impromptu celebration and raised her voice. Hey, Trill! Congrats on abandoning us all. Throughout the rest of the card, 3 ends up wanting to leave the group because of how this ghost turned on her for finally finding a guardian. They've been trying to do this for years and now it happens and she's upset? It's kind of cool to see these things from the perspective of the ghosts more recently. We always think they have just one job, right? To find a guardian to partner with and then it's done. But with these cards, we can see the ghosts have some emotions and choices to make when it comes to bringing back a guardian. Some do in humans or Hive, some can't find one, and others choose not to. The Krill card shows us a ghost experimenting on Lucent Hive. There are a couple of entries that talk about these experiments, but the last one in this card speaks the most. Confirmed, the winged arthropods, despite their energy structure, also contain Hive cells. I theorize Hive physiology, unaccustomed to light exposure, is attempting to isolate it like an infection. Light, structured as it is, organizes the discarded sebum within and forges it into imaginal cells, kickstarting a sort of hollow metabolism. Incredible! The Hive's own bodies transform light into a parasite. What a wondrous adaptation. The following card, we see a Hive ghost telling its Hive guardian to crush a guardian's ghost, but it refuses. This one really hits close. It's sort of like that first moment that we had to do this on Savathun's ship. It was all epic and then we had to crush the ghost, and this Hive guardian is having the same type of thing, but it doesn't want to do it. Its ghost speaks to it. Yes, see how it trembles. So fragile. Hear it describe you in your victory. Take it now in this moment of ultimate truth. Grow drunk on victory, and in revelry, know the worth of this thing. Crush the ghost. Why do you linger, Lazaku? What is there to learn with your eyes that you will not learn with your fist? Do you not wish to be something real, something that lasts forever? Why do you look to me? Children are curious. Humans are curious, but the Hive are strong, and your understanding comes in vanquishing the thing. So do it. No, it's free. This is what your speculating has wrought, Lazaku. You have failed, and now the tides of the universe will erode you into meaningless dust. All that you could have become has slipped through your fumbling fingers. The guardian will return, flushed and hungry from his death, and then you will be dead. Ayit. In the card Finch 1 and 2, he speaks about resurrecting the Hive and converting the throne world to light. How this was a good idea at first, it seemed like things could be perfectly fine, and then they quickly spiraled downward. Maybe this was some kind of turning point for the Hive. Knowing your creator chose you to remake an entire species? Oh, you'd make bad choices too. So I shared my light. Who wouldn't? A couple hundred of your closest friends bearing down on you, and a Hive shredder waiting if you say no. I shared. I reached into him, touched something deep. And when he offered back, it wasn't light or dark. It was cold. It was wrong. Look, I've got no faith left in the Traveler, but I know it. It wouldn't give me a monster and say, make him a god. No. We both know this wasn't right. Was it pity? Optimism? Maybe it's just the obvious. I mean, Hive don't accept gifts. They take. Maybe the Traveler was tricked, the end of some long con. The Traveler isn't just some dumb orb ripe for grifting. Gaul found that out the hard way. There's gotta be more to it. I have to dig deeper. And if joining you damned me, well, hell, sounds like a good place to start. I'll find out how she did it, and I don't care how much you try to change my mind, you're staying dead. You hear me? You made me a monster, remember? You don't get to cry about it when I act like one. So that last line there is pretty cool, I just had to include it in this video. Finch talking to that guardian we see when we go up to the vendor Finch about how he made him a monster but now he's trying to make things right. The Spectre card deals with more studies of Lucent Hive, which isn't really that interesting, and then we have the Imaru card, which is Savathun's ghost. Amaru meets with Savathun in her throne world to speak about humans. "We ghosts ain't unknown." Amaru pulled free of her affections. "We lived with them, saved them. Now they're ripping through us. Damn ungrateful if you ask me." "Your anger is understandable." The Witch Queen pulled Amaru to her embrace once more, and slowly his shivers of rage calmed. "Humans fear death, and you were suckled on their teat, but the Hive know death as an unseen sister. It is she who welcomes you home to rest, and who allows you egress when you prove able to take it." Amaru stared out in silence at the distant flashes of battle. "Sister or not, it's time we push back. We got anything like they got? A ghost killer?" The Hive uncovered such weapons long ago, but may have found them distasteful. "I suppose we could recover the magics, but surely you and your fellows would see such tactics as an abomination." Amaru turned back to face the flashes of rifle fire on the distant shore. "Not anymore." So Amaru wants revenge. How could the humans that once sided with him, who he served, now just go out and kill all of his ghost allies who resurrect Hive? Savathun speaks of long-lost weapons, which could be like weapons of sorrow for the Hive, created with Hive magic, and she says the ghosts might not really like if they bring this stuff back up, but Amaru says, forget about that, bring it up, we need to fight back. In Harmonia, Ghost discusses the nature of resurrecting. Why does it have to be a human? Why can't it be something else? You want to give the light to a plant? There's no rule book. Why can't I give the light to a plant? Or a pigeon? Ooh, or maybe a dog. You want loyal, get a dog. That's what the humans say. You've been reading those ghastly books of sorrow everyone's been passing around, haven't you? A little. I just think humanity could learn a lot from them. It's cool how all the Hive have this one singular purpose they all work toward together, you know? Yes, one singular purpose of destroying the universe. No, outlasting the universe. And isn't that kinda what we're doing with our The feed ends, the subjects are beyond range. In the last card, Jinx, a ghost resurrects an acolyte. The ghost raves about how this acolyte is supposed to be the perfect one, the perfect guardian. She places its mangled body a certain way and then shines the beam of light. "You're alive!" The acolyte lashes out ferociously with a twisted limb, knocking Jinx to the floor and condemning her with a gurgling shriek. Brittle claws scrape into the eroded grip of a battered shredder, and the acolyte presses it with desperation into her own screaming maw. With a pull of the trigger, she falls limp again. Jinx stares down for some time, her gaze fixated on the painstakingly reconstructed figure now limp against the weapon's trigger. She sags and then raises her lens high with a huff. "I can keep this up as long as you can." A metal shell flap affectionately taps the stump of the neck before Jinx begins again, her voice settling once more into a cheerful hum. "Sooner or later, you will be my best friend." So there we have a summary of the Lucent Tales. This book is very cool and gives a great perspective from some of the ghosts when it comes to choosing a partner and what that entails. If you'd like to see some other Destiny lore and mysteries just like this and would like me to dive into some other Witch Queen lore, be sure to leave that in the comments below. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you Guardians in the next one.